This is the strangest RTS game, and possibly even the strangest game period of any kind I have ever played in my 30 years of gaming. It should be out on Steam by now, and the title, Chaotic Era, fits the strange indie creation perfectly. A thought experiment gone wild by the look and feel of it, this game doesn't just take away direct unit control, but it also removes the vibrant colors of an alien world you would expect to see and instead gives you a highly stylized and completely monochrome view of its terrain, units and buildings. What it manages to do really well is to tell a story and take you through it in an out-of-the-box experience that defies standard RTS practice and logic. Here you are a commander of a stranded human crew trying to survive on a hostile planet, and the start is simple but right away very unorthodox. Since you do not interact directly with units, you start by interacting with the environment, which is divided into square sectors and subdivided into cells, which can be packed with all sorts of stuff from biological and minerals to abandoned alien structures. But you can't really see this in your overview directly as you click to explore these tiles. And by exploring, you expand your worldview, but also increase the likelihood of running into alien life. A risk worth taking, as by exploring, you gain resources and unlock two ways of upgrading your faction. The first is a direct upgrade tool, which gives you a few choices of what to specialize in that particular mission. Research speed to unlock new tech faster, or maybe observation radius to see further into the world. There are some other choices as well, impacting units or buildings or your economy. The technology screen, which also actually takes you out of the real-time gameplay completely, lets you pick the next tech to research and unlock new buildings and abilities. I don't particularly like seeing windows which take over the whole view in a real-time strategy game, and you can tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below. Luckily for the player, you get distinct objectives on the right of the screen, and the lack of options for building or recruitment also helps you follow the narrative closely and not do anything that could force you to restart. But this also goes overboard as the game, at least the version I played just before release, is missing basic info on how to actually play. There is a manual of sorts in the menu, but it describes gameplay concepts, not actions. Even the tooltip labeled Help is a wall of text on what instead of how the player is supposed to play. And this is in the two first levels the developers told me were extremely easy and a soft tutorial for players. Trust me when I say I didn't feel tutored at all. I actually started to think I was getting too old for games if I couldn't figure out the basics of a game whose genre I have been playing since before I knew the English language in which those games were. If you can believe it, I was struggling with what the left and right mouse buttons even do in this game, and the gameplay you're watching was my 5th or maybe 6th attempt to just play the game. When I finally managed to figure out some of the commands and game concepts and ask devs for help, I was able to research all the necessary tech to be able to construct the required building for beating this first level. This is when the game pulled the rug under me again. Because in the next mission, gone was my spaceship and the peaceful surroundings, and I was thrown directly into the fire of a base defense mission with an additional goal of locating the alien's base. After this, I actually started to figure out that these developers made you not the commander of a faction, but the main character in their story, so you had to adapt and learn on the fly. So I did, for as many mission restarts as it took. I learned how much ground I needed to take over to unlock all the tech that was available and which upgrades I should prioritize. I figured out that the right click sets up a beacon for my basic builder bots to attack the enemy or move to a location. But I have yet to figure out how to do the same with the actual combat units. I learned about upgrading units and structures and about siphoning energy from the environment to fuel my buildings. There are several gameplay concepts like this, which are explained to some degree, but as I said, mostly what they are, not exactly how the player is to use them. This is a concern I raised with the developers, and they realized they need to make sure onboarding of new players, meaning teaching them how to play, should be their top priority now that the game is finished. So I hope that by the time you are watching this video, you can already figure out how to play Chaotic Era much faster than I did. I am, however, still stuck on Mission 3, which is aptly named Mutiny. My main base keeps exploding, and despite learning from the info in the game that my products are very explosive, for the life of me, I can't figure out what or who is setting them off. Not to mention, I am not exactly sure why products from which walls are made are explosive in the first place. If you figure it out, let me know in the comments below. I need a break after taking this onboarding bullet for you all. Thank you for watching and happy gaming.